welcome to the Hold On to It On podcast. I'm your host, Erin, and today we have a very special guest. It's Grace Kinstler. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. How have you been?
Good. How about you?
Good. Pretty good. Yeah.
Good.
So it was so awesome to have you be a part of the benefit concert in September. It was amazing, truly awesome. And I wanted to ask what your experience was like on the other side of it.
I had an awesome time. So thank you for having me first and foremost. It was awesome to be there, supporting such an amazing cause. The thing I loved most about it, I think, was meeting people from all different walks of life who had had experiences with suicide prevention, right? And hearing their stories and hearing about their experiences and just being able to talk to them. It really makes you very grateful for the life you have. And it also makes you just, it reminds you lead with kindness every single day of your life, right? I know a lot of times we have a bad day and we don't realize if we say the wrong thing to someone, or say something that wasn't quite kind enough, you don't know how it's going to affect them. It just, like I said, it reminds you to lead every day thinking about the people that you're encountering and not what you see them for at face value, but what's going on behind the scenes that you don't know about.
Hmm. Very well said. Yeah. Because you never know what anyone's going through behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So shortly after the show, you and Drew had connected and then did Love Actually Live. So what was that experience like?
It was so fun. Same thing, kind of like meeting people from all different walks of life. Seeing Drew again was so cool because we actually talked about briefly. I had been offered to be in Love Actually, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, I don't know if I want to miss the holidays with my family. And he was like, Oh, I got that offer a couple years ago. You should tell him to hit me up. And lo and behold, I end up there, and he was there too. I was like, Oh my gosh! So it was really cool. Super fun. Drew was awesome, super nice guy, and the cast was awesome. So wonderful. I met so many amazing people, made amazing friends. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Yeah. And was a musical, right?
Yeah, it was a musical, so it was a combination of the movie Love Actually, and then so how do I explain this in the best way? It's been a couple months, so you have the movie playing, and then we'll walk out from behind the screen, and it's like an extension of the movie, right? So you
Oh,
see what
cool.
happens in the movie, but then you have songs that are from the soundtrack of the movie, and it just kind of further it adds more depth to each character because you see, not just what is in the movie, but kind of behind the scenes of what they're going through and in between the scenes, which is really cool.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so you studied music at Berkeley, right? So how was that experience for you?
It was really fun. I got to meet a lot of really cool people. I learned a lot of good things. I learned a lot about theory. I learned how to riff and run there. I got to further develop my musical ear, which was really cool. It's really helped, the music I make now. It's cool to be able to, pull from my childhood, but and all the music I used to listen to then, but also going to Berkeley and again meeting people again from different walks of life who sang differently than I did, and being able to hear them and listen to them really helped develop my sound, which was really, really cool. That's actually where I met my boyfriend too. He didn't go to school there, but he went to a school nearby, and we both did
Okay.
acapella. So,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, because I'm from Boston. So when I was planning that concert, I was looking at like musicians that were uh kind of well, I was looking for musicians that were from that area, but then I saw that you went to Berkeley and I was like, oh, that's awesome. She knows the area and people around there
Yeah.
know her. And did you pick up American Idol while you were there or somewhere else?
Yeah, so I was on summer break actually, and it was during COVID. So it was quite a turn of events that year. My dad passed in February 2020, and then my grandma passed, and then the pandemic hit, and then
Oh, wow.
like in August, so March, April, May, June, July, August, so 6 months after that, then they had reached out to me. The producers had reached out to me over DMs, and then I had like my first, I think, audition for the producers was actually on my dad's birthday. So it was the first
Oh,
birthday without him was my Zoom audition for them. So it was a very it was kind of like That year, those 2 years were probably the worst times of my life, mixed with some of the best times. It was very conflicting emotionally, but I tried to say like, oh, this is my dad working for me from the other side, you know.
Yeah. And
So,
that's really special. And how long were you on the show for?
so my first interview slash audition was August or late July, but I remember one of them was on my dad's birthday. It might have been the follow up. Anyway, little details. So the process was like probably about a year long. It spanned
Oh,
from that
wow.
summer all the way until the finale in May. So we did the Zoom interviews over the summer, and then the judge interview, though it didn't air until February 14th of that year. We filmed it in October of that year. Um, so it was a long process. We had October, and then they went to all the different parts of California because I think that was the year that they did like Ojai and then Los Angeles and all that. So they went to all the different parts of California, and then we had Hollywood Week in December, and then we had like a little break. We went home after that, and then we went back in March for top 24 and everything. And then I was there until the end of May. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And that was such a great experience to have. I'm sure you met like lots of great people through that. And yeah.
Yeah, I did. I met a lot of great friends, Alyssa, and Willie and Deshawn and all of those wonderful people. It was a really cool experience. I learned a lot about myself as an individual, but also just as an artist. Like I said, it was just such a weird thing. Like I said, having the experiences that I did a year prior and then going there and then being on TV going through like grieving my dad was just
Yeah.
really odd. It was it it sucks because sometimes you'll be in an interview and they'll be asking you these questions and then you'll just start breaking down and you're like, "Oh my God, this is so weird. I'm being filmed."
Yeah. Hmm.
And it like yeah, it's just an odd thing, but I'm grateful for it, and I think it helped other people who went through similar things, you know, and they saw me going through the doing things that were out of the ordinary, even though I was going through this. So that's what it was about for me, is being that person for the people who, you know, kind of felt alone in that experience.
Hmm.
That was really rewarding for sure.
And so kind of speaking about on the topic of grief and going through something difficult, what is something that you like to do to help yourself get through a difficult time?
I like to be with my family and my friends. I think being around loved ones for me, I'm very grateful that I have family and friends that I'm close to. Um, they're a bit far away. I'm in Austin right now, but they're only a call away, and that's always
Mhm.
how I think about it. They're only a quick flight away, and I have my boyfriend here and my puppies. So I like to be with my family. I also like to cook. That's fun. I like to cook for people. And yeah, it's fun.
Good. That is good. What is your songwriting process like?
It honestly just depends on the song. I think it's funny. I always use this one example. I was cooking eggs one morning and then I just got a melody in my head and I went in and I wrote the song and and that was the song. So and there was one video where yeah, it's just funny. It just depends on the song, honestly. For me, I think usually I get little song seeds is what I call them. That's what Berkeley called them. So I call them
Oh, cool.
yeah, little song seeds. And then you kind of build upon those seeds and you can build more melodies around them. That's usually how my brain works. But sometimes I'll get just concepts or ideas that I want to write about, and then I'll bring that in. I usually like to go into sessions with an idea already, just so we're not starting with a blank slate.
Mhm.
Because I like to be prepared. If when I'm not prepared, it makes me really anxious. So I try to over prepare and always bring something.
I understand that. Yeah, if I don't plan ahead, I get really anxious. Yeah, I'm a planner, so I can relate to that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so on the topic of music, what kind of music do you personally like to listen to, and what is your current favorite song?
So my music taste is truthfully all over the place. I like to listen to a little bit of everything. I like all the way from Jasmine Sullivan, all the way to like All Time Low, right? Very, very different artists.
Uh-huh.
It keeps it exciting, you know, and I like to pull from different genres. Yeah, it's fun. But my current favorite song is Damned If I Do, in parentheses, Damned If I Don't, by All Time Low.
Oh, I love that song.
It's so good. It's so catchy. It's
It's a
so catchy.
classic.
Oh, yeah.
I was just listening to that album on repeat like a couple weeks ago, actually. I was like, because I'll listen to like current songs and then I'm like, wait, I want to go back to, I have like a whole CD case, like a huge one, and I'll go back and look at that and be like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love this album. And then
Yes.
I'll download it to Apple Music and it's like I'm listening to my CDs in my teens again.
I love that. No, I love that. Yeah, it's very nostalgic for me. My brothers introduced me to like all the the alternative music. So I feel like I'm driving in the car with my older teenage brother again.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And lastly, I wanted to ask if you could give advice to someone that is struggling, what would you say?
Um, I would say I always start with this because I understand that I don't know the exact experience they're having, and I don't know exactly what they're going through, and I don't know what they're thinking on the inside. But I think the number one thing that's it's just talk. I know it sounds so cliche, but really talk to someone because, and it's all the cliches are cliches for a reason, right? They're so true. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone deserves to feel loved. Everybody deserves to feel like there's someone out there, right? And it's the truth. There's always someone that's available for you to talk to. There's always someone there who wants to support you. There's so many people who want you around, right? So you don't be afraid. Don't hesitate to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to just talk to somebody because I promise you that there is somebody there that wants you to be here. There are many people here who want you to be here, even when it feels like you're at your worst. And when you're super alone, I promise you're not.
Yeah, good. That's very good advice. Thank you. All right, that's everything. Where can everybody follow you?
You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, though I'm not super active there, but I'm very active on Instagram and TikTok and my YouTube as well. It's all either Grace Kinstler official or Grace Kinstler, and then I should pop up. But yeah,
Perfect. Great.
yeah,
Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today.
yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. This is awesome. It's good
Yeah,
to see you again.
good to see you too. Take care.
Thank you. You too, Erin.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Our website is holdontilldawn.com and our email is holdontilldawn@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at holdontilldawn and on Facebook at Hold On Till Dawn Benefit Concert. See you next time.